Good morning and welcome to the Daily Light Devotion. And I hope all of you have had a wonderful Wednesday. Looking forward to today, the 23rd of April. Um, we're looking at 2 Samuel chapter 7, 8, and 9. The theme is God promises covenant love and undeserved kindness. That's the theme for the Old Testament, chapter 7, 8, 9. God, we see that we move from David's victory to something deeper. God makes a powerful promise, and David responds with humility. Kindness is shown to someone undeserving. These chapters reveal the heart of God, a God who makes promises, keeps them, and shows grace. Uh, this points us to Jesus, the promised King and the source of our undeserved mercy. 2 Samuel chapter 7, David wants to build a house for God. But instead, God makes a promise to David, I will build you a house. God promises David's kingdom will be established forever. His throne will never end. And this is known as the Davidic covenant. Right? David's immediate kingdom does not last forever, but the promise points forward. Jesus is the fulfillment of this promise. He comes from David's line. He's the eternal king. His kingdom will never end. God always keeps his promises, even across generations. Right? Chapter 8, David wins many battles and expands his kingdom. But the key phrase repeated is, the Lord gave David victory wherever he went. David, who rules with justice and fairness. This shows that success comes from God. Leadership should reflect God's character. Jesus is the ultimate victorious king. His victory is not just over enemies, but over sin and death. True victory comes from God, not our own strength. Right. 2 Samuel chapter 9, David asks, is there anyone left for Saul's family that I can show kindness to? He finds Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, disabled and living in hiding. David does something unexpected. He restores his land, invites him to eat at king's table always. Mephibosheth feels unworthy but receiving grace. This is a beautiful picture of the gospel. We are like Mephibosheth, undeserving. Jesus invites us into his family. We are given a place at his table. God's kindness is not earned, but it's given by grace. Right? And the key takeaways is God's promises are certain and everlasting. True success comes from God's hand. Leadership should reflect justice and compassion, and God's grace welcomes the undeserving. Moving over to the New Testament, the theme is salvation, transformation, faithful stewardship. Luke chapter 19, verses 1 to 28. We see two powerful teachings. Jesus brings salvation to an unexpected person. Jesus teaches responsibility through a parable. These moments show us that Jesus changes lives and expects us to live faithfully in response. Zacchaeus is a tax collector. He's wealthy, he's disliked, he's seen as a sinner. Verses 1 to 10. He climbs a tree just to see Jesus, but sometimes unexpected happens. Jesus calls him by name. Jesus chooses to stay at his house. People complain, but Zacchaeus responds with transformation. He gives half of his possession to the poor. He repays anyone he cheated 4 times over. Jesus declares, today salvation has come to this house. Jesus seeks the lost. He knows us personally. He calls us. He transforms our heart. A real encounter with Jesus leads to real change. Verses 11 to 27, Jesus tells a parable about a nobleman who goes away and leaves money with his servants. Each servant is expected to invest and use what they are given. When the nobleman returns, faithful servants are rewarded. The unfaithful servant who did nothing is corrected. The message is clear. We are responsible for what God has given us. Right? Jesus is the King who will return. He entrusts us with time, gifts, and opportunities. He expects faithfulness, not excuses. God calls us to use what we have for his purpose. Right? Verses 27 to 28, the parable also includes people who reject the nobleman's rule. This reminds us not everyone accepts Jesus as king, but his authority is real and final. Jesus continues his journey towards Jerusalem, towards the cross. Jesus is both Savior and King. He invites us, but also calls for a response. We must choose to accept Jesus and live under his authority. Some of the key takeaways is Jesus seeks to seeks and transform the lost. True salvation produces change. We are responsible for what God gives us. Jesus is King, and we must respond to him. Luke chapter 19 verses 1 to 28 asks us, have we truly encountered Jesus? Or we using we are using what we have he has given us? Like Zacchaeus, respond with change. Like the faithful servant, live responsibly. Jesus is calling us by name. We need to respond by faith, action, and commitment. And I leave you with that today. Have a wonderful Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.